The lady asked whether it is common to find that depictions of women performing in a carol are in an allegorical context of good government, or indeed perhaps an allegorical context in general. It's certainly true that in Italy, where of course the notion of the city-state that is not monarchical but perhaps princely, or indeed run by an oligarchy of merchants, for example, that in Italy the notion of the public dance, especially of women, as a manifestation of a city at peace, or perhaps celebrating its patron saint, or some particular day of importance, is very strong. In England, of course, where the Middle Ages go on rather longer than they do in Italy, I don't know where you think, ladies and gentlemen, the Middle Ages end in England, sometime perhaps around 1835. But a common view would be that, that the court of Henry VIII is still substantially 15th century Burgundian, that Henry has tournament armor, he fights in tournaments and so on, reads chivalric romances. I mean, the Middle Ages go on quite some time. And so that Italian view that the dance is a projection of a civic openness and peaceful oligarchic government takes a long time to be established in England. In England, the texts are mainly very censorious indeed. And I suspect there is a gendered aspect to that.
Well, there's the problem that in Latin, all abstract nouns are feminine.
Indeed they are.
And so we just have to be a bit careful about drawing evidence of who danced.
Indeed, yes.
Like that.
It is very striking that, isn't it, that of course so many of the great abstractions you require to be a medieval theologian like nature, natura, the church, ecclesia, or the synagogue, synagoga, are all grammatically feminine. And therefore, for example, if you've been to Paris, this is my first reference to Paris since those events, if you've been to Paris and been to Notre Dame, you'll know that there are two marvelous statues of women on the front of Notre Dame, one of whom is, of course, the church, ecclesia, and the other is synagoga. So yes, that's right. Women do appear often in complex and interesting allegorical circumstances. That's absolutely right. Yes.